Okay.
Welcome, both of you.
Good morning, everybody. It's good to see you guys on here. And I appreciate you getting up early to join us. We're going to have lots of information to go over this morning, and I know that you're not going to be able to absorb it all. We will be here for you guys afterwards if you have any questions. It also is going to be on our website, the slide presentation that we're going to have for you. That way you can go back and look at it at a later time, print it out if you need to, whatever. We have Dr. Joe Wilson with us this morning, and we have Dr. Lisa Anthony with us this morning. So I'm going to let Dr. Wilson start.
You're muted.
Sorry, is it yours, Lisa?
No,
It's okay. It's me.
Okay.
The magical keyboard shortcut didn't do what it was supposed to, so I had to search for a button to push. Thank you, Christina, for introducing me. I hope you can see my slides right now. Is that the case?
yes.
Yeah, great. Okay, well, this is the PhD program orientation, and I'm glad all of you are here. I know that this is a very exciting time in your life, and that's great. And here's a little, an ad that I don't have to give because we have a great computer engineering program, and that's why you're here. But U.S. News and World for the 2022 ranking ranked our graduate program 12th among public universities. So I think that's pretty good. I'm going to provide this overview that will just sort of cut the top of the surface of what there is to talk about. This is a CISE department. You're in the PhD program. I'm Joe Wilson. I'm the graduate program director, or some people will call me the graduate coordinator, which really means that you probably won't ever talk to me because there are rules for the program, and I'm just the person who tries to make sure that we're following the rules. And the Graduate Affairs Committee, whom you will also probably never talk to, is a collection of faculty members who help guide those rules, think about the graduate program, see when there are changes that are necessary. They propose changes to the faculty, who propose them to the college, to the university, and it's like a very large, slow-moving steamroller, and almost nothing gets done. But eventually good things happen. And the most important people, though, we'll be talking to you a little later, and that's Adrian Cook and Christina Sapp, our incredible advising staff, and they will be very important in your lives. And those, those are people who can help you out a whole lot. So make sure that that you are aware of them and that you interact with them in ways that are beneficial to everyone. The expectation, of course, that you have is you're coming to Florida. There are wonderful sandy beaches. Maybe it looks like Miami Beach here or something like that. And of course, reality in Gainesville is somewhat different. We do have, lime rock roads here and there, and we do have alligators that cross the road even on campus. So, things are exciting here in Gainesville sometimes. The graduate programs info is available online, of course, at www.cise.ufl.edu. If you click on the academics link there, you'll get to a place where you can click to the graduate link, or you can just type in that wonderful URL. It's amazing how the web works. But that will get you to our graduate, essentially, programs information page. And it is relatively navigable, and you'll find most of what you need to find there. And it is the case that if you want information, you probably should go there first, see what you think it tells you, and then verify. Trust but verify. The program, the PhD program that we have has several different Doctor of Philosophy degrees associated with it. There's a computer science PhD degree program, a computer engineering, and a human-centered computing. I'll be talking about the computer science and computer engineering programs, and Dr. Anthony will be talking about the human-centered computing degree program in just a few minutes. As far as the CS and CE degree requirements go, there aren't really that many, but it can be complicated. So attend orientation is, I guess that's a requirement. That's certainly a requirement for you because you're here. There may be people who aren't here. They'll miss out. You need to form a supervisory committee by the end of your second semester. For some people, this can be difficult. What this means is you really need to get to know the faculty and know for sure who you're working with as on your PhD, who's advising you by the second semester. So if you do not already have a relationship established with a faculty member, you want to quickly do that as quickly as you can. And the ways people do that vary, but you will find your way. You need to take core courses. There are some required courses and other courses as required. The other courses are largely up to you and your advisor to determine what you should be doing. But there can be, everybody's path is a little bit different. So make sure you think carefully about what you're doing and you'll be okay. You need to maintain a 3.0 GPA. And you need to satisfy the seminar requirement by attending seminars and signing up for the seminar course. You need to complete a qualifying examination, which actually is there for you to demonstrate that you are well-versed in the subject matter areas associated with what you will be working on for your research, for your dissertation. And also that you can communicate the information that you already have studied and embodied in those areas. You need to complete a candidacy exam, which is your PhD proposal, which lays out what you expect to do and when you expect to do it. It's very important that people know what their plan of action is. The plan of action may vary from reality, and that's expected and understood. But you need to be able to lay out a line of research and possible milestones associated with that to demonstrate that you can carry out this thing we call research, right? And then finally, you need to complete your PhD final examination, which involves writing your dissertation and defending it to your committee and others in the university who attend. How do you succeed? I mean, it's great to talk about what you need to do. You really want to succeed, right? So there are resources available for you to do what you need to do. Paramount among those resources are people, the advising team that's here today, the faculty, the staff, faculty, especially your advisor, the staff, students, research interest groups, committees, visitors, alumni. All these people are important, and it's important to realize that nobody does a PhD really by themselves. Or if they do, they've missed out on perhaps the most important dimension of a PhD program, which is learning how to interact with people to get things done. And of course, this is what every endeavor in life is really about. We're all here together on the earth, and we need to work together. There are also infrastructure resources. There are things that you can use, classes, laboratories, which vary in terms of their how should I say, their accoutrement and their capabilities. There are some labs that are just rooms where people talk. There are other labs where there's specific equipment that's necessary. It varies depending on what you're doing. There are computing facilities available to you, HyperGator and other computing facilities. There are organizations, clubs, and so forth, libraries, conferences, meeting rooms, all kinds of things. And there are events as well. The events can be meaningful and very helpful. Sometimes you'll go to a seminar and you'll find out something amazing and it will change the direction of your life. There are distinguished talks by people who will visit and are well-versed in their subject areas and maybe world-renowned experts in their field. There will be demonstrations and showcases, competitions like hackathons and capture the flag competitions, conferences. Use these events to help you as well. The resources provide you with opportunities. The opportunities are to learn how to do and to carry out research yourself, to learn by doing. Teaching as well. You can teach it. There are many of you who will be teaching in the classroom. There are internships available, the CISE Career Fair for those of you who may not be following academic career paths. There are extracurricular activities of all kinds and many opportunities for leadership in UF organizations and other areas, maybe your lab, your research group. So what do you need to be careful of? What do you need to watch out for to make sure you succeed? Well, you need to keep track of the timelines and requirements. Make sure you're doing everything on time. It doesn't take a lot of effort, maybe like only 0.1% of the time that you spend here. You need to look at your checklist of things you need to do. But if you don't have that checklist, you'll slip. Requirements include the things I've talked about: the courses, core and elective courses. The scheduling is important. The minimum GPA, the milestones like qualifying exam, dissertation, graduation, right? So be informed, be timely. Ask questions if you don't know something that you need to know, or if you're not sure, and seek help as you need it, right? And there will be some more details provided by the advising team today. And of course, there's the website, www.cisc.ufl.edu. But that doesn't provide all the information that you need. So you're really building skills here for a career. That's what you're doing. The computer science and engineering technical skills that you build, you're learning about software, hardware, protocols, and programming in a variety of areas. There are many different possibilities, many different things that people here do, right? You're looking at analysis of processes and data. You'll find out about algorithms, machine learning, data mining and analytics, databases, all these kinds of things. You're learning about methods of design of systems and software, simulation, hardware in some cases, simulation of systems, evaluation and validation and experimentation. These are absolutely critical skills to be able to take with you whatever you're doing. And the communication skills are absolutely critical. If you can't communicate, if you do all the work that you do and you sit in a box and never talk to anybody, it's not very helpful. And approaches and thought processes that you'll develop will help you in making an impact and contributing to the field or to the world at large. Of course, we are here in a community, and there are expectations on your behavior, right? We expect you to be part of the UF Gators community. And when I talk about Gators, it doesn't necessarily mean sports teams. It means us. We are Gators, right? Here at the University of Florida. And we want you to join our environment, and it is a welcoming environment. We expect that there will be no harassment of you or by you, and that's important. You need to be a person with ethics and integrity. And ethics, of course, are guidelines for behavior. And integrity is the will to follow those guidelines. Some people, they have ethics, but they don't have the integrity to be able to follow them, to be able to live up to them. It's important to do both. Say no to any form of cheating. Cheating is not tolerated. It really doesn't represent anything helpful to you or others. Faking it doesn't help you do a good job in the future, right? So just do what you know how to do already. You've gotten here. You're very talented, and you know about this academic activity. So do it the best that you can. Be respectful to other people, the people that you work with, the faculty, staff, and fellow students. Be respectful to the processes as well. We have these processes. They are just constructs that we agree on. There are evaluations that will be formed, evaluations of you. We expect others to respect you in those evaluations, and evaluations you will make. You should be honest and forthright in evaluations that you provide as well. Otherwise, we don't actually know what's important. We don't know how things work, and we are interested in knowing how things work. You may be involved in internships or employment, and you're representing not only yourself, you're also representing the University of Florida. So we expect you to be respectful to people in those roles. So you're going to become a leader for a better future, whether you realize it or not. Right now, you will be a leader, and you should help others as you can and seek help as you need it. And we all succeed in this when we work together. So thanks and good luck. Go Gators. I probably used up less time than I am allotted, but thank you for watching this portion of our meeting. I'm going to stop my share.
Thank you, Dr. Wilson. And I believe Dr. Anthony is next.
Okay, great. I'm going to share my screen. Can everybody see my
We see
slides,
it.
my full
Yes, ma'am.
screen? Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
great. Okay, awesome. So thank you so much, Dr. Wilson, for the introduction and overview to the department and two of our PhD programs. I'm going to talk a little bit more specifically about the Human-Centered Computing PhD program. My cat, Melody, has decided to join us for this presentation, so hopefully she'll learn something too. One thing I want to mention is that the three PhD programs, we're all in the same department, we're all on the same team in the CISE department. And a lot of the core requirements that Dr. Wilson went through in terms of your forming your committee, doing your qualifying exam, those are the same for all three programs. So let me get over here. So who am I and why am I speaking to you as well as Dr. Wilson? So Dr. Wilson is the grad program director for all of the department and specifically focusing on CS and CE, and I'm the grad program director specifically focusing on HCC. We are both on the graduate affairs committee that he mentioned, and so we are a part of a core group of faculty that are here to try to help streamline and make your experiences smooth with respect to getting your PhD in our department. So I've been at UF since about 2013. This is my 9th anniversary, which hard to believe that it's been, time flies when you're having fun. And in case it has anything in common with any of you folks and you feel like you'd like to chat with me about, you know, moving here and being from other places, I grew up in the New Jersey and Pennsylvania area, but I was also an Air Force brat who moved around a lot before that. And I was born in Italy and lived in Japan. I did my bachelor's and master's in computer science from Drexel, and I also got a master's in HCI and a PhD in HCI from Carnegie Mellon. And so as GPD, what can Dr. Wilson and I help you with, in particular for the programs that you're enrolled in? So I will do, you will primarily, like Dr. Wilson said, interact with your advisor and the advising staff, but sometimes it's useful to get third, fourth, fifth opinions, depending on your situation. So I am someone who you can talk to about choosing classes, getting into classes, program milestones, if you have conflicts with other students or your advisor in particular. And here's my email. You can contact me anytime. And I also do weekly office hours throughout the semester, which I will announce once I've set those. So in terms of the HCC PhD program, the CS and CE programs have been here and they are traditional CS and CE programs. The HCC is an interdisciplinary program that was launched in 2015. And we currently have 36 PhD students. And that I think we have 6 that are joining us in the fall in the program and 10 new students that are in HCC labs. And that means faculty who primarily identify as doing HCC research are welcoming students both in HCC and CS and CE in their labs this fall. We've had 25 graduates from this program so far, and they've gone on to different kinds of permanent positions, including industry research, both faculty, research and teaching positions, and many others. Melody is trying to become even more involved, so she's going to have to jump down. So in terms of human-centered computing, if you're a student in the program or you're just interested, there are lots of other programs out there in the country these days in HCC. When I first went to Carnegie Mellon, I was the third incoming class in HCI and the PhD, but since then we've seen a number of these programs crop up over time. And that means, what is HCC and why are all of these programs getting started? As I mentioned, HCC is kind of an interdisciplinary approach to computing. And what it really involves is a core computer science degree, but we bring in elements and methods from other disciplines to help us do our research. In particular, it all starts from a foundational understanding of users' behavior patterns in context. So if you're designing an educational application, understanding how kids behave in the classroom or at home where they might be using the application. If you're designing an application for a home environment, who's in the home, how will they use it? What are some ways we understand about how people think, perceive, and act, learn and remember things, how to design for what we know about people. And so you design and develop your interactive system based on what you've learned about your user needs, and then you evaluate and redesign this technology. And overall, this is an iterative process, and we're always trying to understand our users better to build technology that works well for them. So to supplement what Dr. Wilson was talking about, the core courses are different between the three programs, but the timeline with all of the other major milestones are very similar and if not the same. So the core courses for HCC involve user experience design, which is taught in the fall, the human-computer interaction program class, which is taught in the spring, and the research methods in HCC, which is taught in the spring. So if you're an HCC PhD student coming in this fall, you should be taking UXD. You should also be taking the CISE 6935 graduate seminar in HCC, which is sort of a semester-long orientation and acclimation to the HCC PhD program, which I will be teaching. So if you have any questions about getting into classes or setting up your schedule so you're taking the right core classes, you can contact me or Adrian. The other thing that kind of differentiates the HCC PhD courses from the other two is the cognate area. The cognate area is defined as a set of 3 related courses that kind of form a foundation for your interdisciplinary HCC-informed research. And these can be from any department. So you might take a child development class from the psychology department, a kinesiology class from our kinesiology department. Maybe you take an environmental engineering class if you're working on systems for environmental awareness or information management. It depends on your research. And the one thing that's amazing about UF is how many departments, how many options there are to learn interdisciplinary foundational skills that will help inform your research. And then you take other three CISE graduate level classes. So total 9 classes that are required for HCC. And the rest of you could take other classes beyond that if you are interested, but the rest of your credits will be rounded out with research credits, working with your advisor on research and your dissertation. And I should note that any students in CISE, including other departments actually, can take these 3 core classes. So even if you're not an HCC PhD student, but maybe you're doing HCC related research or you're just interested in the methodologies, you are welcome to enroll in these classes. And you could do HCC oriented research in any of the 3 programs. You don't have to be an HCC PhD student to do HCC research. In fact, that's, how the program began in the first place, is people learned HCC related concepts and did that research. And then they thought, well, maybe we should have a program specifically for that. So the benefit, if you're interested in the program, is that you will have classroom training based on an HCC research foundation, but you can do HCC research in any lab by being in any of the programs. And I'm happy to answer more questions about choosing the program that's right for you if you have interest. You may be interested to meet some of our HCC core faculty. Those on the left are the folks who do research in HCC, self-identified. And so these are folks that publish in HCC venues and again, self-identify as HCC. We also have 4 teaching faculty. Some are in our department, some are in other departments, but teach in our department and teach some of our HCC related classes. Basically, if your class involves a user, we would count it as HCC. If your class involves only algorithms and no users, maybe not so HCC. So you can have any CISE faculty member as your advisor in the program. These are just the faculty members who tend to advise most of the students and teach the classes, but we have lots of co-advising or lab situations where other faculty are advising PhD students that cross boundaries. And all of that is great. We love that. You may be interested in where some of our recent HCC PhD graduates have gone. So this is just a snapshot of 6 of them chosen at random from some of the ones whose pictures I could get. And they've gone on, like I said, to teaching positions, whether it be at undergrad, primarily undergrad serving institutions, or Research 1, Research 2 level institutions like UF. We've also had people go on to Google and Verizon and other types of industry positions. So for more information, there's a lot of web resources, as Dr. Wilson mentioned. There's also a community mailing list for the HCC research interested folks on campus that you can see here, and a Slack for our HCC PhD students that they run themselves that no faculty are involved in. And I welcome you to contact me, even if you're just interested in what could HCC bring to your research. And that's pretty much all I had to talk about today. I will be seeing all of the new incoming PhD students in the seminar, as I mentioned. So please make sure, if you're not enrolled yet, it's CIS 6935, and we'll be meeting on Fridays. So we will have our first meeting on August 26th. Thank you so much. And welcome to UF, go Gators.
Thank you, Dr. Anthony. So I am going to turn it over to Adrienne Cook, and she is going to start the presentation.
Thank you. We have to change chairs because, did I go? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's because I'm short. Thank you all for coming. I think I've talked to most of you people through registration and whatever you need. I appreciate that you're here. We appreciate that you've chosen UF to come to. As an alumnus, I think it's a great school. But moving on, first off, keep in mind that all the information that we have here that we're presenting today, and most everything we got, can be found on our website at www.cise.ufl.edu, and then search welcome page, and you'll find all our presentations there. So you don't have to memorize stuff, but there's a couple of really, really important points that you need to know, and that's deadlines. And they're really important. So Drop Ab begins August 24th, and it ends on the 30th. Now, keep in mind, according to University of Florida, it ends at 11:59 p.m. on the 30th. But I'm going to be in bed. So if you have a problem and you need to get something done, and it's 11 o'clock at night, you cannot depend upon me to fix it. So keep in mind, my office really closes at 4:30 to 5 o'clock. Occasionally I might be available, but please don't count on it. Try to get things done. And keep in mind that I get lots of emails. So if you email me at 10:05, I might not get to your email. So keep that in mind. Try to get to it soon. The fee deadline for when you have to pay fees is September 2nd. And if you have a tuition waiver, that's fine, but you still need to pay fees on that amount. They're separate items. And keep in mind that September 2nd. The next important deadline is the 16th of September. And that's the last day you can withdraw from all classes and get a 25% refund. I'm just throwing that out there. I know you guys are not going to withdraw and that you're here for the long haul and you plan on graduating and doing everything that's needed. And classes end on December 7th. Those are the important dates that you should keep in mind. Slides.
You just gotta hit, there you go.
Yeah. Okay. So the,
Oh, hold on, can they can't see it. Hold on, I gotta share it.
oh, sorry,
Hold on.
technical issue. We're fixing it. Or Christina is. I thought. Sorry.
Yeah.
Share.
Mhm.
Okay. Got it. Thank you. Maybe.
Can you guys see the screen? Can you
We
guys
see
see
it.
it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, I'll keep it over here. There you
Okay,
go.
that's fine. All right. So as Dr. Wilson and Dr. Anthony explained, we have 3 major degrees in the College of Engineering for the Doctor of Philosophy, Computer Engineering, Computer Science, and Human-Centered Computing. I'm going to really not go into that too much. As I said before, go to our website. It has a fount of knowledge, www.cise.ufl.edu. And if there is something there and you don't understand it, shoot me an email. I'm always available. It's alcook@ufl.edu. And Christina will give you her address and we'll cover that in a bit.
Adrian,
We
Go ahead, Joe.
strongly recommend.
Okay.
that you
Adrian,
source- Pardon?
You're sharing your screen, but apparently the presentation is not on the screen that you're sharing. You may want to reshare just the presentation window.
Let me see what Christina has done. I thought she shared it.
Your screen is being shared, but not the presentation window.
it was there.
Not
and
on
then
your
it's-
desktop.
Share, but not the presentation.
Okay, hold on, let me
Let me
switch.
get up.
Yeah, just give me just a second. Okay, it says you were screen sharing. What about this?
Yeah,
Dr. Wilson?
yes, that is, it's up now. Yeah.
Perfect, okay.
Okay.
Thank
let
you.
me
Sorry
go.
about that, guys. I'm gonna go back.
Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Okay. So regardless, when you're ready to register, you need to really discuss this with your academic advisor, whoever that person is that you're working with, that's supervising your research. He or she is the first person you should talk to. And then when you're, come up with a class proposal of what classes he or she wants you to take, and what research credits you need. All students, until they do their proposal, will register for CIS 7979, and you can take as many credits of that as you need to until you get to the point where you start taking different credits. But it's pretty self-explanatory. You should take at least one core course in your first semester. I don't necessarily recommend more, but that's between you and your advisor. But keep in mind, this is probably a new school and a new situation, new learning curve. So you don't want to overload yourself in your first semester. You want to take it a little easy and be more comfortable with it. For those of you that are transferring and you have a master's degree from a different university, we can transfer up to 30 credits. Now, if the major that you're transferring from, let's say, is computer science, well, then it's pretty straightforward and we can transfer up to 30 credits as long as they're letter graded courses, as long as they grade earned is a B or better. And it takes probably 2 or 3 semesters before the credits actually get transferred and show up on your transcript. This is a long, involved process, unfortunately, and it just takes a lot of time to do it. But if you think you're in that position where you want to try to transfer up to 30 credits, shoot me an email and I can start looking at it. And if you have any questions about whether or not you're eligible to do this, shoot me an email and we'll look at it and we'll determine if this is a possibility that you can take and get 30 credits. Equivalencies are different than transfer credit. So let's say you took algorithms, COT 5405, at another institution. And it might not have the same course number, but you believe the content is the same. You can request that we consider this and do a course equivalency. This is only done for your core courses in computer science or computer engineering only. It does not apply to core courses in HCC, okay? So if you believe that that's your situation and you may be eligible to get a course, evaluated and get an equivalency, shoot me an email, give me some information about it. Be sure you include your UFID number and I'll look into it and let you know as soon as possible about doing this. And like I said, it's a little bit of an involved process, but I can help you get through that. Again, there's no need for face-to-face meetings in order to do a course equivalency at all. I mean, everything can be done by email, and it's pretty straightforward. And I can send you what necessary forms and explain to you the whole process. And this is a different process than transferring credit. We're not necessarily transferring credit, we're just doing equivalency. And the nice thing about an equivalency is that, let's say you took a course similar or the same as algorithm, but you were an undergraduate student at the time, we could still do an equivalency for that, not transfer the credit. And that way you would get the benefit of not having to take the course all over again because you've had it basically in an undergrad. The credits don't transfer, the content of the course will transfer. So it is different than transfer credit. That's the form, but don't worry about it. Supervisory committees. PhD should have 4 members, 3 from CISE and 1 external member. Keep in mind, you should do this as soon as you possibly can, because that committee are your mentors. They're going to help you along the way. You need to, though, for your supervisory committee, you need to at least have your chair sign off on the form necessary by your first semester. And that's the person that's supervising you currently. You can make changes to your supervisory committee at any point up until your final semester. So the semester you're actually going to graduate and defend your thesis or dissertation, you cannot change your committee at all. And that's not just my rule, that's the graduate school, and they are the 5,000-pound gorilla that dictates to us what we can and cannot do. And this just reiterates what I just said. And I'm happy to mail you the forms via email that you need for the supervisory committee. All you have to do is shoot me an email saying that, please send me the form. And make sure you include your UFID number in all emails to me or Christina, both of us, we need that. And that's the form. The qualifying exam must be completed by the 5th semester. And if you go to our website, you can actually, under PhDs, you can search and it has the requirements for the qualifying exam. I strongly recommend that you don't wait for the last minute, that you work on it diligently as you're able. Talk to your committee, talk to your supervisor, and discuss this with him or her. And you want to be organized about it. You don't want to wait for the last minute. I do send students emails when I see they're at their 5th semester and I haven't gotten their qualifying exam back yet. I will send you a reminder. And I'm really polite about it, but I will send you the reminder. You don't want to get that. So try to get it done. And if you have any questions and you're concerned that you might not get it done by the 5th semester, we can work something out. Certainly, my door is always open, so to speak. So don't worry about that. We can take care of it, but don't count on extensions. You should try to set your guidelines and put it on your calendar and work towards the goals, set goals that you can live with and do follow through with them. Admission to candidacy, that's your proposal. And it's basically the step before you're going to defend. There's paperwork that your committee members must sign, and this has to be signed by all committee members. You're supposed to complete your candidacy 2 semesters prior to your defense. So if you were to do your proposal, let's say in the fall is, you need 2 semesters in order to do it. So you can't count on graduating in the fall. I have been known to write petitions for students that somehow or another got in a position where they just really needed to graduate and they didn't have 2 semesters between it and they were going to graduate, let's say in the spring. I can write a petition for you. I cannot ever guarantee that it'll be approved, but generally speaking, I'm pretty successful. But, give yourself enough time. When you determine when you're going to do your candidacy proposal, you need to send me an email. You need to give me 7 days notice so that I can get the paperwork ready for you. Do not try to remember all this. It's on our website. I'm just giving you an overview. And if you have questions, please shoot me an email. I'm here. It's basically, pretty straightforward. Write your dissertation, schedule your defense, and then defend your dissertation. It's all about that. That's the bottom line of your PhD, is defending your dissertation and hopefully graduating in the semester you plan on. Most finish 5 to 7 years. I think it's closer to 5 to 6. But, keep in mind, some students need some extra time, but don't count on it. As I said, complete the required coursework, apply for graduation in the beginning of the last term and do an exit interview. I sent out notices about all of this. Matter of fact, I sent a notice to our PhD students that are currently in the program about a week ago, reminding them that if they plan on graduating in the fall 2022 semester, to email me and how to apply for the degree. So I give you enough time to get it all organized, make sure you apply properly. Grades, you must have a 3.00 GPA. That is the requirement, no matter what. We generally do not dismiss students, but it can jeopardize your funding. It can have some really very, very adverse effect. Things can happen to you, and you could be dismissed. I mean, depending upon your GPA and what progress you're making, but we do give you opportunity to improve it. And again, this is on our website. Grades. Any grade less than a C is called a failing grade. C minus, D plus, any of those grades. Retaking a course does not do anything for you. It doesn't improve your GPA. All courses count. And undergraduate courses do not count towards your degree no matter what. Incomplete grades. Sometimes a student has to get an incomplete grade because something came up and it's unavoidable. And your professor in the class that you're taking has the option of doing this. And it's only an option. They are not under any type of requirement that they give you an incomplete grade. It is totally discretionary. But keep in mind, the I grade must be made up, not by retaking the course, but by doing whatever work is missing. If you don't complete the I grade within one semester, it becomes punitive. You can still make it up if the professor agrees to it, but it does become punitive. You cannot graduate with an I grade on your record. You must have a letter grade for it. Campus resources are all there. Registration, 9 credits is required for full-time. However, some funding for fellowships require 12 credits. Keep that in mind. And I think Christina is now going to cover everything from here on. I think.
Yeah, I will.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so full course load. So full course load is 9 credits in the fall and spring and 6 in the summer. So CPT is for internships. Internships are considered outside the department courses. We have changed this from 3 to 6 credits for PhD students only. So if you have friends and your friends are, well, you're taking 6, well, you can, no, it's 3 for master students and it's 6 for you guys. We moved it up because you guys are here for longer than 3 or 4 semesters. So they are also, and it's not on the slide here, but I've gotten a lot of questions about it. It's an S or U grade. It is not an actual grade. So it's just S or U. So yes, that's normal. One thing to consider as well, when you're doing, if you're doing an assistantship and wanting to do an internship, first you have to get approval from your faculty that you're working with. But second, your internship cannot be more than 10 hours and your assistantship cannot be more than 10 hours. So the likelihood of you being able to do an internship in that scenario is highly unlikely. But so generally you would do either or. You could be here, say, fall and spring, and then over the summer you do an internship. If you're an international student, you must register for internship credits. You are not eligible until summer of 2023 for this. You're certainly welcome to email me for more information on this. Our domestic students are not required to take internship credits. So this is completely up to you whether you do this or not. My email address is on here, klsap@ufl.edu. So email me anytime. I'll be more than happy to answer any individual questions. Student Services Center. So the SSC provides assistantship for you guys for academic and personal issues. Adrian had given you our CISE website, which is www.cise.ufl.edu. I'm going to actually put it in the chat bar in just a minute. But anyway, there's Adrian's email, there's my email. I'm putting it in the chat right now. That should be it right there. And that'll help you navigate to everything that's on here. So they are really an avenue of many different things that they help you with. I'm not going to go over this because I know you guys can read, but this is what they help you on. Email Adrian and I if you have anything. We both are here for you. We try to help you guys as much as we can. So reach out to us. And then if anything happens, you're certainly welcome to reach out to them and have some help as well. And then, when you email us, always put your UFID, please, because we have to look your record up, and to have that, we must have your UFID. These are the graduate school. Go to the graduate school. There's the link right there on it. And you can find important dates for fall of 2022. I would definitely advocate for that. International Friendship, there's the link for that. So you can do that. That would be a good thing for our international students to participate in. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, guys, or not. I haven't. That's my first time, and I've been here 11 years. So degree credential verification. If you have a hold on your record, you won't be able to register. Adrian won't be able to register you. Nothing will be able to be done. Make sure you have no holds. Talks about holds that appear. This is crazy. I know it is. Emergency contact. It's every semester you have to do this. So yes, I know it's annoying. We have to do things that we don't want to do. It is every semester. Go ahead and take care of it. Make sure you do your immunization holds, registration prep. This will keep you from registering. This is a big one as well. Here again, that's every semester. Make sure your local address is updated. This is important for so many reasons. If for some reason we have to do a well check on you, and I don't mean Adrian and I are going to show up at your door, but if you know your family member can't get a hold of you, and so we have to call UPD or whatever, we do go to this your record and we find the last address for you, and we need it updated, you know, to where you truly are living. Your insurance, financial, anything like that, make sure everything's done. CPT, UFIC website, the link is there, the email. That is huge, because once I do my part, you also have to do your part with the UFIC if you're international only, which therefore then I turn around and complete my part. But that is on you as well. Speak, if you're a TA, you have to have a 45 or higher. And if you go to the website for the speak test dates, it will tell you when they're going to be offered. Here again, I know we've given you a lot of information. You can find that information on our website. So I would advocate going there and doing that. So that is the end of ours. So Dr. Wilson or Dr. Anthony, do you have anything else to add?
I don't. I think you've pretty much covered a lot of things, probably too much for people to actually completely embed in their minds, but the slides will be up and people can check that out.
And I just want to add again, a welcome and how an acknowledgement of what an exciting time this is. I know that we all cover a lot of information, and certainly there are policies and procedures and things about grading and holds and stuff that you have to know. And of course it's important, but don't let that dampen the enthusiasm and energy starting a new, fresh chapter of your lives. We're all really excited to have you.
Yeah, thank you all so much for attending this orientation. And if you have any questions, here again, reach out to Adrian or myself. Make sure you visit the website. All the information is there that we just went over. And do any of you guys have any questions for us before we log off? We have just about 5 more minutes.
Agreed. What questions do people have? I know people have questions. They may not want to ask them now, but feel free.
Listen, and listen, you guys have some awesome some questions, so please don't be shy and ask.
Yeah, we're here.
You can type them in the chat if you'd rather not, you know, unmute yourself and speak, but both are fine.
Wow, we were that good. No questions.
We are that good.
It must be a Zoom malfunction. Okay.
Well, if y'all don't have any questions, then you are certainly welcome to log out and enjoy the rest of your summer. And we will see you in the fall next week. And don't forget the ice cream social
On the 22nd.
of Monday. Yes.
Thank you for attending. I'm going to
Thank
end.
you.
Thank you, everybody.
All right.
Thanks.
Goodbye, everybody.